Hey everybody, Dan Holstein here, helping your business take flight, and coming to you again from the BizX 2020 conference in Nashville. And I'm very lucky to be sitting with Coach Karie Kaufmann today. Karie,
Hi, Dan.
good to see you.
Good to see you.
And we were speaking earlier about leadership and reliance upon business owners, and the business relying a little bit too much on them. So
Yes.
what's your take with what happens there?
It's extremely common. A business owner typically, in my experience, they start their business because they're good at it, right? And their business grows because they're good at it. So as it grows, it just continues to become more and more reliant on that one or maybe two key individuals that the business really doesn't function, at least not optimally, without them.
They're the bottom, they're kind of holding everything together.
Bottlenecks at the top.
Yeah. That's right. So what are some of the challenges that you notice with when the business owner has to be in there and hanging on to everything? What are some of the challenges that you see?
It's certainly stressful, added stress to the business owner beyond what is necessary, and it limits growth because once you run out of time, you run out of your ability to continue to grow the business, only to what they can kind of fit their arms around. And ultimately, it limits the value of the business because you basically built a job, something that keeps them busy and maybe pays a good wage, but the business itself has no value, right? It's not really sellable because once that key person is gone, there's not much left for anybody else to pick up and run with.
Right, so buyers can have to actually step into a job as to
Absolutely.
buying an asset that
Yeah.
they can use to create cash flow.
And if all the knowledge goes out the door with the one person or the key relationships go out the door with the one person, then there's nothing left of value to a future buyer.
Right. So what would you say to the business owners out there that may find themselves that bottleneck and stuck in that sort of key role without being able to get out? What advice would you give them?
I think the key, one of the first things to start with is systemization, because systems run the business and people run the systems. So when people come and go, the owner included, any other key people, the business can continue to function. Even while it might have a little bit of a setback if there was a transition in talent, but if the systems driven business, then you have maybe a little blip in the road compared to a complete implosion or dissolving.
Right.
So
What's if you can recommend a first system for somebody to get in place to be able to step back, what would that be?
my first step in systemizing is actually, it's going to sound overly simple, it's to create the table of contents. It makes it so much simpler. When you think about systemizing the whole business, it's really overwhelming and you don't know where to begin. But if you just start by making here's the index, here's a list of all the systems, in theory, somebody could copy this and replicate the business. Once those things are identified, even if it's a long list, it suddenly feels finite. It's
right.
not, it's no
defined.
yeah. And so now all right, let's pick one or two. And if we just tick off creating one system a week or a couple systems a month, you'll be surprised at how much progress you'll make over the course of a year or a handful of years.
Awesome. So it's about defining the scope, the table of contents, picking a prioritization of what's the first thing to
Yep.
systemize, and just getting started.
That's right.
Awesome. Great tip. Thanks so much, Karie. Appreciate you sharing.